Hey besties, Becky here with Bestie Becky's Crafts, and today I'm going to show you how I made this card. It's for my dad, for his birthday. It's coming up, and it's hard to make cards, masculine cards, because we all like to put that bling and ribbon and lace and stuff, and glitter, of course, on our projects, and it's hard to do that on a masculine card. And I came up with this card because, well, fishing. My dad likes to fish. And I kind of combined a couple ideas I came up with. This is what you call a trifold Z card. If you've ever made one. And that's what it looks like from the top. And that's what it looks like from the front. And it folds down flat so that you can put it in an envelope and put it off into the mail. And I can't just do anything simple, of course. So I thought, how cute to do little windows and put little fishies in there so that you could see, you know, what was going on. I had thought about doing just a box card, but then when you make a box card, the flaps hang down, and I didn't want my fisherman to be all, you know, wonky. So this is what I came up with, and it looks hard, and it's really not, and you can adapt it to do it however you want. You don't have to do the windows. You could do it with different style and different ways. And don't tell him, but there is some Wink of Stella on here because, you know, fish are kind of shiny, and I couldn't help myself. I had to put some Wink of Stella on. So let's go ahead and get started. So to start, you just need a couple pieces of cardstock, and I just used a good old 8.5 by 11 inch cardstock. And you'll need your scoreboard and glue. And then for the windows, I used good old transparency sheets. I found these at the thrift store for $1.98, unopened package. I was so excited. It cuts real easy. It's not super sturdy plastic, because it's what they used to use on projectors, but it works well enough for me for this, and I even use it on my shakers. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing you're going to do is we are going to cut the back piece. Oops. This piece right here. And we're going to cut it 4¼ inches by 11. So if you use the 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, it's already 11 inches, so we just cut it 4¼ and we're going to score it at 2 3/4 and 5.5 along the 11-inch side. So take my little score tool, and I think in my last video I didn't get a really good shot of me in scoring because my scoreboard was so big, so we'll try a smaller scoreboard and see if this helps. So, okay, so I'm going to score at 2 3/4, and since it's 11 inches, half is 5.5 anyway, I'm just going to fold it in half instead of scoring at 5.5. I'm just going to fold it. Crease those edges. Alright. And 2 3/4 one, sorry, is going to be creased backwards. Okay? So it looks like that. That's a Z. See? It's our Z. Okay. So then the next step is, it took me a little while to think of how to make this card, but the next step I want to do is I want to put grass on the card, as you can see here, because I wanted grass behind the water and on the side, just to kind of finish it all up. So I cut a piece of cardstock. It is just 11 inches long, and I cut a grass border with my die cuts. I have a die set here from Lawn Fawn, I think. Yeah, there's just a grassy border, and I just used that and cut my grassy border first before I cut it to the width that I needed. And so after I did the grassy border, I cut it to, it's about 3¼ inches. Kind of eyeball it, because your little water piece here is 2 1/8. So just kind of eyeball it. And I already put my tape on the back, but I'm going to score it just like I did the other one. I'm going to go ahead and score it. Well, fold it in half here. And of course I lose my bone folder. And then I'm also going to score it at 2 3/4. And grass kind of makes me a little nervous there at the top. I want to get a good score. So I'm going to flip it over and do the 2 3/4. Okay. So there's that. I'm going to go ahead and fold it on that line. And again, give it a nice crease. Now, there might be different ways to do this. I ended up, it's actually a lot of layers, so it's kind of a heavy card, but it's just how my brain worked to figure out how to make it. So now I'm going to go ahead and glue down my piece of grass. So really easy here. Just take the backing off of my tape, and I went ahead and did this beforehand because I don't want this video to be super duper long. Alright, and I'm just going to start at one end and line it up. Keep going. Oh, hope you can't hear my son. He's up there playing video games. Okay, so there we go. We've got our grass. And I'm going to go ahead and take my bone folder here, oops, and give it a nice little crease again. Okay, so there we have our grass. Now, I have a little edge left over. That's fine. We'll trim it when we're done. Nobody will know. If I had one on this side, we'd do the same. Okay? So, now, I've got to think a little bit here. I want to do the water in the back. So, I cut a piece of my river to go in the back, as you can see here. Hopefully you can see back here, to go down first before I put down the rest. Well, actually, no, I already cut my river. Oh, it's right here, and I cut it the whole way across so that it covers the side, and the back. I think I lost it. Alright, this was to show you the next piece, or another piece. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to fold it in half, so it's scored at the 5.5 inch mark. And I cut my ocean top part first, and then cut it to, about 2 3/8. Again, I just kind of eyeballed it. It's just fun. It's not perfect. What's more important is your length and where you score it. So I'm going to go ahead and score it at 2 3/4, like I did the other parts. So there's 2 3/4. Go ahead and score it, and fold it. Alright. So it's going to lay down like this. So it'll give us the river on the side and the river along the back. Okay? So, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing I did with the grass. Hopefully. Peel the tape off. And this is just how I did it. You could probably figure out a different way to do it, not using so many layers of paper, but I don't know. It was just easier to cut and do and figure out. So, again, lining up my edges. Stuck to my fingers. And there we go. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and crease again. Using my bone folder, make sure I get a good fold. Alright. There's the start of the back of our card. Okay, so now we're going to decorate the back of our river. And all I did was I took a piece of brown, I think this is even craft colored cardstock, I'm not sure, and cut a piece. And I just cut it whatever length because it's going to be covered. As you can see here, it's going to be covered. So it's long, that's fine, not a big deal. But it's just kind of easier to decorate it now than to try and do it later. So I want to come down a little bit, leave more room to decorate. And then I'm just going to use my scissors here and trim off the excess along the bottom. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and decorate just a little bit, the part that I can, before I put the rest on. So that's this little part in here. I don't know if you can see. A little piece of grass and a little fish. And I used different sets for different things. So you saw my grass, and then I used a lawn fawn a die for my ocean. It's called Ocean Wave, but we're pretending this is a river. And then let's see, for the grass I have a die from my lawn fawn stamp set called Mermaid for You. This little grass set over here, and I just cut out the grass. I like the shape. I don't know. I just decided to do that. And I also use the rock on here, which you'll see later. So I use those sets. So let's go ahead and find a piece of grass here. And I'm going to go ahead and use Glossy Accents. If it'll come out. I'm almost out of this bottle, so I'm trying to use it up before I open the next one. You know us, we want to get every drop. And of course, it's not going to cooperate. There, yeah, there it goes. Big old glob. Okay, so there is a piece of grass. I'm going to use my tweezers. And I'm going to go ahead and just put it down over here. Now you know that this is going to be the top of your scene where that ocean wave is. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue a fish on, because it'll just be easier to do now than later. And this is my little fish. Oh, isn't he cute? I use Copic markers to color my stamped images, and my fish and my fisherman and all that came from this set from Your Next Stamp, called Keeping It Real. I have the dies for it, which are so helpful. But anyway, there's my little fish. And I gave him little wiggly eyes because they're just so cute. Just so cute. Okay, so glued my fish on. Let's have him swimming. Okay. Alrighty. And I'm going to do the front part of my water now. This part of my card. Okay? Again, super easy. You're going to cut it to the length of 11 inches. And I cut it to the same height as my waves, so they're the same. And I folded it in half because you're going to score it the same. You're going to score it at 5.5 and at 2 3/4. I'm sorry, you're just going to score it at 5.5. Oh, well, and 2 3/4, because you have to do 2 3/4 and oh. See, I'm not perfect. Alright, so it's going to go like this, and then it's going to bend here. So you're going to want to score on this end at 2 3/4. So go ahead and put it this way, and it's kind of hard to line it up at the top because of the waves. We'll get it as close to even as we can. And there's 2 3/4. Alright, and it's going to bend back. Oops. Going to bend back. Okay, because it's going to go like this. And like this. Does that make sense? See it? Okay. So, I'm going to go ahead and put my little window in here because I don't have one. And I cut out a piece of transparency, which I know is kind of hard to see, but I cut it out to fit in my little window. And for my little window, I used my rectangle stacks, and I used, I think, this one. It's 2 inches by 2 5/8. Yep. To cut out my little window. So, and I did that as close to edge, can you see there, as possible. Alright. And then I'm going to take, it's kind of a tricky little thing, kind of hard to see because it's see-through. I'm going to take some glossy accents, and I'm going to run a really tiny bead across around that window opening. Okay. Now, I did put tape already here, and I'm going to go ahead and pull it back because I cut my actual piece of transparency longer than my window because I knew it's gonna be hidden under here, so that just give it extra strength. And of course it doesn't want to peel up. Cooperate. There we go. Alright, so here's my little piece of transparency, and I think it's just like, what, 2 1/8 by 3 inches. Like I said, I cut it longer than what I needed. And it has my fingerprints on it. That's okay. Alright, so where it's folded out the 5.5 inch mark, I'm going to line it right up to it and cover that window and push it down. Now it's going to ooze out a little bit, and that's okay. It's glossy accents. Stuff's wonderful. Okay. I want to make sure that you can still bend at that 5.5 inch mark. So there's your window. Your window into the world of the river, I guess. So, something like that. Yeah. Brandy knows. Haven't been taking my allergy pills. Shouldn't be doing that. So, anyway. Now, it's time to put the ocean. The ocean. It's not the ocean. To put the river up here. So, I'm just going to line it with the other ocean. I'm just take those papers off. I said ocean again. Goodness. The ocean in the brain. It snowed like crazy here today. The ocean would have been nice. But it snowed there too, so I guess it doesn't matter. Okay. So, there's that part. And this part is going to line up with your edge over here. So, we are going to go ahead. Remember we had that little excess? We're going to go ahead and trim that off now. So we can get this lined up real nice. Okay? That's going to go over here. And so this is going to give us our card. And you're like, oh, how are you going to get your things in there? You'll see. You'll see. So, I haven't put my tape on here yet because I wasn't for sure where my score line was going to be. So, I'll go ahead and do that real quick. And let me find my card. Here we go. So, push that down real good. Now you're going to take the backing off your tape. I feel like I should tell you a fish story or something. Caught a flounder once. That was fun. Ever caught a flounder? Ooh, they fight. Ooh. They do not like to get caught. Okay. And I'm going to line up that edge. And it doesn't have to line up perfectly with the top of that wave, because we're going to cover that anyway with grass. Okay? So there we go. Okay? How cute, right? So I have cut pieces of grass over here to cover up my I was going to say ocean, but it's river. So I wanted to cover this edge, of course, because, you know, he needs somewhere to stand to fish, and this is just our river. So I just took some paper and I did the grass cutting with my die across the top and put a couple pieces of tape on the back. And I didn't cut it to any width just because I wasn't for positive sure how wide I would need it. And then I'm going to go ahead and just kind of line it up so I cover the top there. It doesn't have to be anything perfect. Just as long as it covers the little waves, that's all it's intended to do. I think sometimes that's half crafting, is just doing a little cover up. Alright, so there's that one side. And then let's go ahead and cover the other side. We're going to do the same kind of thing. Doesn't need to be any special place. It just needs to cover up our water. So I went ahead and put some pieces of tape already on the back. And just line it up with that fold right there. And make sure you cover up those waves. And that's it. And then trim off the excess. You could do a mermaid theme. That'd be cool. Getting through some extra layers here. You know, tough. There we go. Okay. So, actually, I want to trim that up a little bit better. The perfectionist in me. Alright, that's better. Okay. So there we have our basic card. Wasn't that easy? Now, the fun part is filling in the inside. Now, to do that, what I did was I just measured how big this space was and then added an inch. So it's 2 3/4, and I added an inch, so that's 3 3/4 because I want a 1/2 inch on each side to glue on the inside. Okay, so I went ahead and cut out 2 pieces that are the 3.5 and the same height as our waves. So you want it all the same height. And I went ahead and did that. And here's those 2. Now, in this, you'll want to also take your, what did I do with my, there it is. You'll want to cut a window out of the center to put your transparency. So you cut a window out of the center of both of them, just like this, and you cut a piece of transparency to fit, and flip it over. See the back side? Alright. Now on this one, I glued down my little scene. I wanted a fish jumping out of the water. So all I did was I cut a piece of transparency and attached the fish to it and attached it to the top of the wave. And he's jumping out of the water. So that was really easy. And then more fish. Okay. Now I could have put fish on the front window here too, but since I put the little wiggly eyes on it, I didn't know how I could do that and it worked, because I didn't want them on top of the window. I wanted them behind the window. So, alright. So, now, hopefully, see how we put these in. You can start front, back, whatever. They don't have to be perfectly lined up, just close. No real science to it. Put some glue, maybe. God, I hope you can't hear him out there yelling. He died. On his video game, he died. Alright, I'm going to bend these back a little bit. So, I don't quite stick out right away. And then I'm going to slide it in. I want to kind of make it even. So I figure if I'm like a 1/2 inch this way, I'll be about 1/2 inch that way. Just kind of line it up and push it in there. Like so. And like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay? So there's that one. And then here is my other one. I already decorated it. It's much easier to decorate it before you glue it in. Trust me. Trying to do it with scissors and tweezers is difficult. But as you can see, I use the same craft paper as I used on the back side to cut the little bottom, and you could put rocks in there, whatever you wanted. So, alright, and again I'm going to slide this down in here and put it where I want it, and push the one side, and then sorry, just kind of make it as even as I can. Doesn't have to be perfect. No one's gonna know but you. Anyway, oh, okay, I'm done. The person who receives it is gonna love it no matter what. it's not got enough glue on that side. Doesn't want to stick. Alright, and just make sure you line it up at the bottom. Use my bone folder here. There we go. That's a little better. Okay, so we've got our little scene. You see that? Now we need to finish. So I didn't decorate over here because I didn't know for sure how far my water would come over, but that's okay. I will go ahead and do that with tweezers. We'll make it work. Don't worry. Don't worry. So, again, some glossy accents. There we go. I know it's because I'm almost out. Alright, and then I'm going to take my Q-tip, oh my goodness, my tweezers, and I'm going to place it in here, push it down. I've got another one I want to put in there. So go ahead and do that. And there we go. And then my fish. I had a fish. My fish ran away. Oh, there he is. It's like, no, don't put me in there. So there's my little fish. Put some glue on the back. And he's going to be swimming in there. Alright. Okay. So, there's our river part. Pretty easy, huh? Pretty easy. Now, I'm going to put a turtle over here because, I don't know, I just couldn't leave it blank. So, and I can't pick up the turtle. He's like, I don't want to be put on the card. And I use tweezers. I use like my tweezers for everything. And I'm just gonna set them on top of the grass. Just kind of hanging out. Alrighty. So I've got my fisherman. He had to have wiggly eyes too. And a bucket of fish. His catch of the day. And his happy birthday. So the little bucket of fish though, I used a Lawn Fawn stamp set called Very Happy Holidays. A little fish right there. You know, it was his birthday. I thought he needed to have some fish, you know. Have a good day instead of the usual, right? So I'm going to put this up at the top and I'm going to put it in the grass. So like so. should I finish my flounder story? We had friends. We used to live in San Antonio, and we had friends that their family had a cabin, I guess you call it, on the beach, and they would invite us along, and we would go fishing in the Gulf. Which, ever been fishing in the Gulf? A lot of fun. A lot of fun. So, there we'd be out fishing. Probably, I don't know, you look back now and go, what was I thinking? What was I thinking? We were like, you know, Gilligan's Island, you know, cast. But we were out fishing and never baited my hook. Ugh, couldn't bait my hook. We use shrimp. To this day, I cannot eat shrimp. Shrimp is bait. And, ugh. So, anyway, his little boot that he caught, I put a foam dot on it just to make it stand out a little bit. But we'd catch a lot of stingrays, you know. You'd see dolphins and all that stuff out there. It was really cool. And once in a while, you'd catch, you know, a really good fish. And I caught a flounder. And everybody's excited because I guess flounder tastes really good. I don't know. I don't eat seafood, so I have no idea. And he fought because they dig into the ground. They're not a very pretty fish. I'll tell you that, because their eyeballs on the top of their head, they're just not a very attractive fish. Okay, so this one I wanted my cloud to go around the edge, so I just put my cloud on, folded it. I was so excited I caught a flounder, and I enjoyed the struggle of catching it, but I did not eat it. They ate it. But it was fun. It was fun. Okay. Cloud. Thought about putting Wink of Stella on my clouds, but I thought, it might be too much. Might be too much. Let's see here. Alright, I've got my sun. My clouds are from Lawn Fawn Spring Showers die set. I keep my dies on these magnetic sheets, and I put folder labels at the top. That's how I store my dies, and then I have a box I keep them in. So if you noticed that and wondered about that. Yeah. So yes, so I do not eat shrimp because to me it is bait. It would catch a lot of stingrays too. Yeah, catch a stingray, everybody run to the opposite end of the boat because nobody wanted to get one of those barbs stuck in, yeah, from their tail. So, but they're pretty cool. Alrighty, now I cut out a sun because birthday. You gotta have some sun on your birthday. Put that right up here. Don't have many fishing stories from other fishing stories because I never had much luck. And, you know, besides, I get bored or distracted and, you know, end up playing in flowers or something. Okay, so I'm just trimming off the excess of my sun, like so. Okay, we are almost done. Almost done. I have a sentiment that says have a real happy birthday. I'm going to put that there. And to do that, I am going to use my paper tape. Yeah, it's funny, I didn't like seafood, but I was pregnant with my first son and I craved crab rangoons like crazy. Husband would laugh at me. But you said you don't like seafood. Nope. Alright, so put the sign on there. Have a real happy birthday. And then I printed and stamped and colored a rock. I go ahead and put that on there. I should attach my tweezers to like those eyeglass, you know, things. So you don't lose your eyeglass thing. You don't lose your eyeglass things. You don't lose your eyeglasses. Then I need one for my scissors and everything else. Okay, so there I got a little turtle. And he's going to be right there. Alrighty. And now I decided to put my sentiment on the back. Just give me more room. So I printed out or stamped out another year older and you're really awesome. Pretty lame. Alright. Put some tape on it. I still eat crab rangoon too. But I don't eat shrimp. Well, sometimes they need to make an easier way for this paper to come off. Maybe it's just me. It's probably just me. Let's try the other end. There we go. Okay. And now I'm going to center it in the back. And I thought a little turtle with a present and a party hat would be super cute. So little turtle. And this party hat is so tiny, look at that. It has Wink Stella on it. and a present. And the present has Wink Estella on it too. It's like, oh, I'm going to put Wink Estella on just about everything I can. Alrighty. And then I always make, you know, a little tag, either that I made it or whatever. So he knows it's from me. And it says created with love, and it's a little heart. So put that over there. And that's it. We're done. Isn't that adorable? Easy. Hopefully it gave you some ideas. It looks like from the top, bottom, and just remember your dimensions are 4 1/4 inches high by 11 inches long. Score at 2 3/4 and at 5 1/2. Really, that's what you need to remember. And when you're putting your front and your back together, you're just kind of switching them. So, because this is a long side and then this is a short side. So, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I can't wait till he gets his card. I hope he likes it. And have a great day. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you give it a try. And take care. Hi, Mom. Hi, Irina. Keep crafting, everyone.